Shabbat Shalom. I am so happy to be here to welcome Shabbat with Cantor Michael Shochet, Cantor Rachel Rhodes, and Frank Conlon, and also wanted to thank Rob Moss, who is making this wonderful broadcast possible. We love to be together on Shabbat, and this Shabbat, and for a couple of Shabbats to come, we will have to be together primarily virtually, but that does not lessen our joy and our anticipation and our delight that Shabbat is here. So on behalf of all of us at Temple Road of Shalom, we are delighted to welcome Shabbat with you. And we continue our service with the kindling of the Shabbat candles. I would like to invite our Director of Philanthropy, Hannah Moore, to light the candles. And we are on page 2.
Hannah, before you light the candles, we just want to let everyone know that they can download the service or open a window on your computer and follow along with us on the PDF service. Right above where you're watching us is a link that you can right-click, open it up, and our service with the right page numbers will be right there for you. And so we're on page 2 as Hannah lights the candles.
We join together in this beautiful poem that welcomes in Shabbat, asks us to shake off the dust of the week, to enjoy in that beautiful peace that Shabbat brings. Yes, there's a lot going on in our world right now, but we can find that comfort, that joy in Shabbat as we bring these words to light with our song. I hope that at home you'll enjoy with us, maybe get up and dance a little bit, find that inner joy within you as you sing together with us, Lecha Dodi.
Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mekor habracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'makshava tchila lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekah
Shabbat Mekabela. Verse 5. He toreri, ki
לקראת גלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת גלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
Verse 9, stand up if you like. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, לקראת גלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת גלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
We continue with our call to worship, the Baruch Hu, on page 5.
We hope that you've had an opportunity to step outside and enjoy the beautiful day that was today. We can thank God for that. Thank God for creating the world, creating nature, creating the beauty that we love about the world in which we live. And we thank God for all of the teachings and laws of our Torah. And so we join together on page 6 with the words of Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam.
We continue on page 7 with V'ahavta. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'beitecha u'v'rechtecha v'derech u'v'shokbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot eineinecha u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim le'elohechem ani
אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
If you are standing, you may be seated. This week, I think so many of us have felt that we were in a narrow place, in a place from which perhaps we could not experience a sense of freedom or liberation. But Michal Mocha reminds us that not only were our ancestors liberated from Egypt, from their years of being in narrow straits, but that this liberation, this freedom surrounds us every day if only we remind ourselves of it. We continue with Michal Mocha, page 8.
Shabbat is our time that we can just pull away for some of the heaviness of the week, as it's been for many of us, and we can focus on the joy, the celebration of this time. There's a part of a poem I want to read to you by Lynn Unger, who said, "What if you thought of it as the Jews consider the Sabbath, the most sacred of times? Cease from travel, cease from buying and selling, give up, just for now, on trying to make the world different than it is. Sing, pray, touch only those to whom you commit your life, center down." Shabbat for us is a time when we can center down and find the true meaning of rest and calmness, to care for what's most important, those around us. We sing Vishamru on page 9.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, ledorotam britolam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, ledorotam britolam. Eini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam. Sheshet yamim asa Adonai
Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat La'asot et ha-Shabbat L'dorotam brit olam
Vishamru
b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat.
The next part of our service will ask you to complete silently. It's traditional for Jews to sing the Amidah silently, and so for all of you at home, I hope that you either use the prayer book, pages 10 forward, or take this as a time to find the prayers of your own hearts as we pray silently, and in a few minutes come back together on page 26 with the words of Oseh Shalom. Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru amen. Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh Amen.
We take a moment in our service, as always, to think of those in our community who are in need of healing, perhaps those who are more vulnerable than others, those in particular this week who are feeling the anxiety build in our society, who need our thoughts and prayers to find that wholeness, that shleimut that so many of us seek. Of course, we add too to the list those who are first responders, doctors, nurses, and scientists who are on the front lines protecting our community, potentially sacrificing their own health for the health and well-being of others. We appreciate and send them strength as they go forward in uncertain times. And I'd like to read a prayer of hope at this time, that all of us might see the strength in others and lift up that strength that we see. By Naomi Levy, A Prayer of Hope. We are frightened, God, worried for our loved ones, worried for our world, helpless and confused. We turn to you, seeking comfort, faith, and hope. Teach us, God, to turn our panic into patience and our fear into acts of kindness and support. Our strong must watch out for our weak, our young must take care of our old. Help each one of us to do our part to halt the spread of this virus. Send strength and courage to the doctors and nurses in the front lines of this battle. Fortify them with the full force of their healing powers. Fill our leaders with wisdom and courage to choose wisely and act quickly. Help us, God, to see that we are one world who will rise above this together. Send us health, God. Watch over us. Grace us with your love. Bless us with your healing light. Hear us, God. Heal us, God. Amen.
Amen.
And we think this evening of those in our community. We call them by name and invite you too to think of a name or many names at home of those in your heart who you are hoping and wishing will find healing in the near future. Alon ben Barbara, David Eliyahu, Hannah Esther bat Crandall, Moshe ben Avraham, Nechama bat Chava v'Chanoch, Pinchas ben Chaya, Yehuda ben Fishel, Joanne Bloomberg, Sally Bloomberg, John Bresnahan, Patton Thomas Cooper, Harold Datz, Benifer Devar, Sidney Duberstein, Catherine Elrod, Robin Glazer, Patty Green Roth, Jane Gutman, Scott Higgins, Eileen Marcus, Rabbi Robert Nosenchuk, Philip Ross, Paul Scherer, and Pamela Seidel Grunfest. We take a few moments for you to add a name to that list at your home. Hear it together. And we join in our prayer for healing. The second paragraph, you can find it on page 27.
Our Torah portion this week, Ki Tisa, is so well suited to teach and to comfort us during this challenging time. Parshat Ki Tisa contains one of the most memorable narratives in the Torah, the episode of the golden calf. As you may recall, the Israelites, restive during Moses' long absence on Mount Sinai, prevail upon Aaron to let them make a God who shall go before us. The people bring their jewelry to Aaron, who casts it into molds and makes a golden calf. The Israelites proclaim that this is the God who brought them out of Egypt. Aaron builds an altar before the calf, and the people bring burnt offerings and sacrifices of well-being. They celebrate with food and drink. God, who of course is furious, orders Moses to descend the mountain and vows to destroy the Israelites. Moses pleads with God to spare the people. As Cantors Shochet reminded us this week in his Devar Torah in our e-letter, it would be good for us to put ourselves in the place of the Israelites. They stood, he wrote, at the foot of Mount Sinai. They were waiting and waiting for Moses to come down from the top of the mountain. Perhaps they wondered if he would ever come down. They built the golden calf because of their fear and anxiety. They were searching for control, he wrote. They were terrified of the unknown, of being abandoned, of being alone. We can certainly identify with how they must have felt, as Cantors Shochet writes, stuck in a wilderness with a lot of unanswered questions and very few resources. The story, the narrative of the golden calf occurs between the instructions for the building of the tabernacle and the description of the tabernacle's construction. And the Torah portion itself ends with the reiteration of the covenant between God and the Israelites. The golden calf and the fear and the anxiety that the people had is one episode in the long, long history of our people. It's as if the Torah is telling us, by placing the story of the golden calf in the middle between the description of the construction of the tabernacle and the actual construction, that our fear, our anxiety can be contained, it can be held in a place, the tabernacle, where we can experience God's presence. I think that the Torah is teaching us that while there will always be times of fear, anxiety, and uncertainty, it is God's presence and our relationship with God as a holy community that endure. Our community, built on this covenantal relationship with God, has withstood many, many episodes of fear and anxiety. During this challenging time, I believe that there are some things all of us can do in order to remind ourselves that this is a passing time. First of all, we can separate what is within our control from what is not. There are things that we can do, and it's helpful to focus on those things, and our public health scientists and officials have been reminding us of those. And I'd like to add one more to that list, which is to limit our consumption of news. Secondly, as Cantors Shochet mentioned, today is a beautiful, beautiful day, and in spite of everything that's going on, it's spring. The flowers, the trees are blooming. So go outside into nature, even if you are avoiding crowds. Take a walk. Enjoy the beautiful landscape around us. Third, challenge yourself to be present in the goodness of each moment, what Ram Dass called "be here now." Perhaps your worry is compounding. You may be thinking not only of what's happening now, but what could happen in the future. When you notice yourself doing that, see if you can bring yourself back to the present moment. Notice the sights, the sounds, the beauty of nature around you. Take a moment to appreciate them and to count your blessings. Being mindful in this way is a manner in which we can stay grounded when we feel that things are beyond our control. Fourth, stay connected and reach out when you need support. Talk to friends and family about what you're feeling. Don't dwell on it, but share some of your concerns. Reach out to others in your neighborhood who may be in need of support and help, just as we will be reaching out to our TRS community during the coming weeks. Log on and join in not only our Shabbat services, but other programs that we will have during the next few weeks. And finally, do what you need to do to feel a sense of safety. And this will be different for everyone. Even if you've decided that what makes you feel safe is to limit your contact with others and limit your participation in large social groups, please don't isolate yourself. Remind yourself that you are connected to this community and to so many other people. There are prayers in our tradition that help us with this sense of safety and comfort, that remind us that we are not alone. In our tradition, when we say the Shema, the bedtime Shema, there are a number of prayers surrounding that Shema. And there is one that includes a prayer for our safety while we sleep, a particularly vulnerable time for our ancestors in their minds. And in these beautiful words, we call upon God's ministering angels to guard and to watch over us. In the name of Adonai, the God of Israel, may the angel Michael be at my right, and the angel Gabriel be at my left, and in front of me the angel Uriel, and behind me the angel Raphael, and above my head the Shekhinah, the divine presence. Our wish for you this Shabbat and always is that you may feel the light and the warmth of God's presence and the warmth of our community. Shabbat Shalom. We continue with Aleinu on page 28.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Our thoughts now turn to those in our Temple Rodef Shalom community, our family members who have died in recent days, and those whose yahrzeits we are observing this Shabbat. We send our condolences to Jennifer Tatel on the death of her father, Fred Tatel. And we send our condolences and our love to those members of our temple community who are in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning. Our temple community mourns for Lauren Wolf. We send our condolences to on behalf of our community in memory of Chani Goldfein, the sister of Moshe Carmi. Shirley Schwartzman, mother of Carol Froelich. James Asker, father of James Asker. Rosalind Engels, mother of Emil Engels. Catherine Smith, the mother of Karen Smith. Robert Ira Greenberg, the father of Randy Kiefer. Paul Fryman, the father of Julie Groff. Thelma Sack, sister of Sally Margolis, and Barbara Finkel, the mother of Stacy Finkel. In addition, we recall these members of our community and their family members whose yahrzeits we observe this Shabbat. Jane Ambler, Fred Arndt, Louis Baquedano, Jean Barron, Dixie G. Berry, Ben Bishop, John Biskind, Melvin Bogarad, Carmen Buenaver, Kate Cohen, Nathan Cohn, Ann Collin, Stanley Deutsch, Vera Edelman, William Ehrenholt, Asher Ende, Ada Epstein, Eric Faltashek, Lee Foreman, Molly Freeman, Seymour Friedman, Howard Friedman, Virgil A. Frizzell, Helen Gelfond, Murray Gershman, Mary Gill, Erna Goldstein, Evelyn Goldstein, Sheila Halpern, Morris Harris, Robert Hirsch, Tracy Hood, Geraldine Hyman, Ray Janis, Esther Cantor, Victor Cassell, Barbara Klausner, Ruth Kornblatt, Frederick Krachmal, Martin Lasker, Jeffrey Lesney, Dezo Levendula, Mitch Levy, Judy Lieberman, James Linda, Siegfried Lindenbaum, Miriam Lowitz, Ruth Mallower, Harriet Mann, Toby Marks, Joseph McGarvey, Benjamin Moore, John Moyer, David Novick, Joan Pauley, June Renna, Harriet Rosen, Madeline Rosker, Murray Rubin, Daniel Sable, John Santo, Harold Shoulder, Joseph Schuster, Norma Schuster, James Schwab, Jean Levy Siegel, Sheldon Sosney, Abraham Stone, Joel Strauss, Herbert Tischauer, Roland Walker, and Saul Weisberg.
Cantors Shochet and Thea Breederman.
We join together in the words of the Mourner's Kaddish on page 30. Yit Gadal V'Yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Ve'alma Divrach Hirutei V'Yamlich Malchutei B'chayechon V'Yomechon U'V'chaye Dekol Beit Yisrael Ba'agola U'Vizman Kari V'Imru Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam Olamei Almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudisha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiram v'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalom rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the memories of all of our loved ones always be for blessing.
You may be seated if you're standing. Just a couple of words before we turn to our Kiddush. First of all, thank you all for tuning in to us on this Shabbat Eve, and for those of you in our sanctuary who have come to be our congregation, thank you so much. To Rob Moss for streaming, to Frank Conlon for the mastery on the piano. And we want to let you know that tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. will be our Shabbat morning service with bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah, and you can watch that online as well. And just a reminder that all of our most of our events are either postponed or canceled through the end of March, and to find out what is canceled or what is postponed, you should go to our website, www.templeroadofshalom.org, for the latest information. You will be able to find us here on Friday nights, anytime around 6:30 or later. You can watch the stream until we're back together again in person. So, did I forget anything?
I don't think so.
Our Kiddush is on page 31. Try not to spill that.
Yeah, careful.
And again, if you're at home, fill up your Kiddush cup. Please rise if you would like to, and join with us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron le'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom tehillah lemikra'ei kodesh zeh Yetziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'chata Miltanu kidashta Mikol ha'amim V'shabbat kodshecha Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
L'chaim.
Chaim.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wash your hands.
We conclude our service on the very last page of your PDF. These beautiful words, Biyado afkid ruchi. May God hold our spirits close by when I sleep and when I wake. And with my spirit and my body, Adonai is with me, and we shall not fear. Please join us. First on Yailalai.
Yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai yai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai. Beyado afkid ruchi, Shan ve'ayira ve'im ruchi geviati Adonai
of miracles, mercy, and life, protect us from danger, keep us from harm, creator of wonders, compassion, and hope, bless us with healing, surround us with love. May God, who is gracious, be gracious to you, protect you and bless you and care for you. For all you are and all you hope to be, we give thanks for all that is good. Kol Tov Selah, give thanks for all that is good. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.